In this workshop, I'll show you how to turn your bold dreams into reality, connect them with your deeper purpose, and create a roadmap that works for you. If you are ready to break free from mediocrity and make 2025 your breakthrough year, come, let's get started. We'll get started right away. We'll try to be quick, but at the same time thorough. We'll go through various steps. We'll set a big goal and then we'll refine it, clarify it, etc. until it becomes a compelling vision for you. Your journey begins right here, right now. So let's get going. See, most people play safe. They set manageable, achievable goals. See, comfortable goals are like training wheels. They keep you steady, but they don't get you anywhere. I want you to aspire for big goals. Goals that scare you, but also they excite you a lot. What kind of goals you set for yourself? For most people, it's something safe, something manageable. It's like I'll try to eat healthier, I'll work out 3 times a week, etc. And don't get me wrong, these are good goals. But let's be honest, these goals don't make you want to jump out of your bed and go after them. Comfortable goals are like training wheels. They keep you steady, but they don't get you anywhere. If you want to live a life that excites you, a life that inspires you, you need to set big goals. Big goals. Big, hairy, audacious goals. I know it sounds cheesy, but stay with me. These are the goals that light a fire in your life, and these are the goals that we are going to set today. What I'm talking about is like, just to give an example, instead of setting a goal like I want to run 5 kilometers a day, etc., set a goal of running for a marathon if that's what you want. Take it to another level. Don't simply aim to lose weight, aim to be the fittest version of yourself, whatever that means to you. These are the kind of goals that scare you and also excite you a lot. And trust me, when you step out of your comfort zone, that's where the magic happens. I know you might be thinking, what if I fail? So let me tell you, it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail in the pursuit of big goals. Even if you don't reach it fully, you will be transformed in the pursuit. You will grow stronger, smarter, and more capable with each attempt. So let's go for it. Let's start setting those goals. So let's start our exercise now. Grab a notebook or a piece of paper or even your smartphone. Any note-taking app that you use or whatever is your system. I want you to write down your dream life. Your dream life without limits. I want you to write about your personal growth, personal development, professional goals, health, relationship, travel, anything and everything that means something to you. And personal development goals like your health, about your fitness, about your physical aspirations, how strong you want to be, how you want to look, etc. And here is the most important part. I don't want you to filter yourself. Don't worry whether it is realistic or achievable. This is not about logic. This is about dreaming big. Feel from your heart. If you always wanted to run a marathon, write it down. If you wanted to be able to do 100 push-ups non-stop, write it down. If you wanted to climb Mount Everest, write it down. If you want to achieve X amount of income, write it down. Anything. Don't worry that lot of flimsy, meaningless goals will get in there. We'll filter them out in the next steps, so don't worry about it. Those will fall apart automatically. What you truly want will remain. The only thing that I ask of you is not to filter yourself, not to limit yourself based on your past achievements, past performance, etc. This is your license to let yourself go without any limitations, without any fear. It's like you are in front of Aladdin's genie and he is asking you, what do you want? What would be your answer? Knowing that you can get whatever you want. That's what I want you to write about. Only 2 rules for this exercise. Think big and don't filter yourself. Write down whatever comes to your mind. And yes, you don't need to prepare for this. This exercise is done best when you are not prepared for it. So indulge me, grab your notebook, grab your computer, grab your phone, whatever, but please start writing. Pause the video, start writing. And write till nothing else comes to your mind. Go ahead, write it. I hope you are writing. As you write, remember this thing, that only thing holding you back is the belief that it is impossible or not realistic. Every big achievement started as an impossible dream in somebody's mind. That person had to start somewhere, right? So give yourself permission to dream without limits, because that's where the transformation begins. Remember, you will benefit from this workshop only when you do it together with me. So please indulge me. To take the benefit of this workshop, you have to write it down. Please pause the video. Start writing. Pause the video. Start writing. And write till nothing else comes to your mind. Go ahead, write it. I hope you are writing. As you write, remember this thing, that only thing holding you back is the belief that it is impossible or not realistic. Every big achievement started as an impossible dream in somebody's mind. That person had to start somewhere, right? So give yourself permission to dream without limits, because that's where the transformation begins. Remember, you will benefit from this workshop only when you do it together with me. So please indulge me. To take the benefit of this workshop, you have to write it down. Please pause the video. and start writing. We'll meet on the other side. I hope you have written down your goals. If not, please stop, go back and write, and then come back again. Now let's take it a step further. And this is a very important step. From the list that you wrote down, pick one goal that stands out for you. Among all the things that you would have written, something stands out, something must stand out. If not, if you have many competing goals, pick one. Pick the one that appeals to you most, that excites you most. Now ask yourself, why do you want this? Why do you want this goal? Here is where it gets interesting. Your why is the fuel that powers your dreams. Without it, even the best goals will lose their spark, and with it, nothing else matters. You need to answer this question for the goal that you have selected. Why do you want this? Why do I want this? Ask yourself this question. When you connect your goal with a deep emotional purpose, it becomes unstoppable. So, this is a very important step. And this step will also filter out all those goals that are a little bit superficial. So, for the time being, you answer this question for the goal that we have selected, but later on your own, you have to do this for all the other goals. And when you ask yourself this question, why do I want this? Dig deeper. It's like peeling the onions. The first layer might not be the one that you are after. For example, if you have written, I want to run a marathon or I want to do 100 push ups, just for example, ask yourself, why do you want this? You might say, to get fit. But why do you want to get fit? Dig deeper. Maybe to prove yourself that you still got it in you, or to feel strong enough, to feel confident enough. Why? Why do you want that? So I don't know what your answer would be. Maybe you want to be a role model for your friends or your children. Maybe you want to set an example that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. That age doesn't matter. Whatever. Keep on asking until you get to something which feels deeply emotional. And you will see that what started as a simple goal becomes deeply meaningful, deeply personal, and that is your real why. And that's the kind of purpose that will get you out of bed early in the morning, every day. Once you have a strong enough why, many things will become automatic. And for me, these two steps are the most important steps. Sometimes they themselves are enough, but we'll go through a kind of system to leverage these two powerful steps. Okay? So stay with me. And again, if you have not done this, if you have not actually asked those questions and tried to answer it, please pause the video and do this exercise for the one goal that stands out in your list. Please do it. Please participate in this workshop to benefit from it. Please do it. Do it. Do it. Please do it. Do it. Let me tell you about David Goggins. Nowadays, he can be seen on like Instagram, YouTube, etc. But I read his book even before I found him on social media. Can't Hurt Me. And there he talks about his life story, his background, his family abuse he faced as a child, and the limitations in which he grew. It's a powerful story. It's a powerful biography. At one point in his life, he was at the rock bottom, overweight, depressed, struggling with self-esteem, feeling stuck, etc. His story is very well known. If not, do look it up. It's very inspiring. So he decided to become a Navy SEAL, and doctors told him he will never get selected, etc. But he had very strong why to go after that goal. He lost 100 pounds in 3 months. He became a Navy SEAL. Not in the first attempt though, but he became a Navy SEAL, and he has run many ultra marathons, and he is one of the toughest endurance athletes in the world, if not the toughest. He is a living proof that when you have strong enough why, you can achieve impossible things. And you will find this theme prevalent in the world. You will find many people achieving impossible. So I hope you have written your why. You have dug deeper into your why until it has become deeply personal. And that is very important. You have to make it personal. For each goal, answer, why do I want this? Why does it matter to me? What will achieving this mean to me and my family? So don't stop until you feel something. Goosebumps or even tears will tell you that you have found your true why. And that is the kind of why that will drive you forward when the things get tough, which they will. I'm not saying it's going to be a smooth journey, but you will keep going. You need that why. So now that we have set our goal and we have clarified why we want that goal, let's make a plan to achieve it. And for that, we are going to use SMART framework. I know what you're thinking. It's not that smart. It's the new SMART. Believe me, it's not the same smart goals that I talked about in some of my videos that they limit you. It is not that smart. Let's take this goal through that new smart framework, shall we? Alright, you have got your big goal and you have connected it to a powerful why. You are feeling inspired and ready to take on the world. But here is the thing, no matter how big your goal, no matter how exciting your goal is, if you don't have a clear plan, it is just a dream. And this is where the magic of smart process comes in. So let us start. Welcome to New Smart Framework, rethinking traditional smart goals. So what is this new smart? Specific, meaningful, actionable, reviewable, time bound. So you see, this is not the same smart. We will go through each of the steps and understand them better. Now let's break down the smart framework. So specific. Example, don't just say I want to get fit. Make it very specific. And think of this as a blueprint for your goal. This is what you are trying to achieve. And here, the more specific you are, the clearer your path will be. Whatever goal you have selected from the previous exercise, you have to reframe it to make it more specific, as much detail and clarity as possible. And this is going to be super helpful. Moving on, it has to be meaningful. And this is where your why comes into play, right? So you have picked your goal and you have written your why. Now it's time to elaborate that why. Make it very detailed and meaningful. Make it comprehensive. Something when you read it again or go through again, it will very strongly remind you why you are after this goal. And this is the most important part apart from the goal itself. Like I mentioned earlier, without this step, you will not go far. Without a powerful why, it is going to be very tough. With a powerful why, almost nothing else matters. After that, once those two are taken care of, now it needs to be actionable. See, for big goals, you will not know the whole path. You won't know exactly what are all the things that you need to do, but you will have to find out things that you can begin today, an action that you can take from where you are. So basically, that goal, now that big dream of yours, you need to break it down into actionable steps. Find out what all you can do, what actions you can take, and then write it down clearly. So remember, here you have to focus on what is under your control so that it doesn't feel overwhelming, etc. The journey of 1,000 steps, start with the first one. Okay, so take that first step. These actions are not going to be fixed throughout, they will change as you learn more, as you understand more, as you move closer to your goal. Things will start changing. Maybe you will identify more action items, etc. That's okay. And the next step is to make it reviewable, in the sense, see, one of the ultimate success formula, as Tony Robbins calls it, he says that there are only 4 steps to achieve any goal, and they are: know what you want, take action, understand what is working and what is not working, adjust, and then repeat. That's all. And actually, it is true. I mean, at a high level, this is what is needed. This is all that is needed. So, reviewable is the part where we do course correction if needed. But we need to structure these reviews in the plan. Like, how often will you review the progress or your actions, etc.? It could be monthly, weekly, quarterly. Depends on the kind of goal that we are talking about. Okay, once we have set up the review mechanism for our goal, it's time to look at the timeline. So the goal has to be time bound. Even in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill says that mention a precise date by which you want to see yourself in possession of the riches that you want, because Think and Grow Rich is mainly geared towards that financial riches. It is important that you put a timeline to your goal, but at the same time you have to remain flexible. See, these deadlines create urgency, they help us take action, but at the same time life happens, so be kind to yourself. This is something that I'm not too worried about, but a timeline helps. In certain cases, it helps a lot. For example, when we are talking about this marathon goal, it helps to have a deadline so that you can plan for it more realistically. Not all goals lend themselves well to a timeline. So use your discretion, use your judgment, how you want to implement this step. Okay. So here is the new smart framework. specific, meaningful, actionable, reviewable, time bound that we have seen. Let us see an example of how it looks like for a hypothetical goal. There's an example of someone wanting to write a non-fiction book. So it could be like, I want to write a 60,000 word non-fiction book. It talks about the size of the book so that we are aware of the quantum of work involved, and it has to be meaningful. Why I want to write that book? Maybe to share my knowledge, experience, inspire others, help others. And then actionable, what actions I can take to reach towards this goal. So it's like writing 500 words per day. So that means in 4 weeks, you would be writing around 10,000 words. That means around 5 to 6 months, you would be able to complete your 60,000 words manuscript. And reviewable. That means although I have set my goal as 500 words per day, after a month, I can see whether I have been able to do it or not, whether it is too less, it is too challenging, or I can do more, things like that. And if the frequency is okay according to my schedule, I'm able to do it 5 days a week, or I need to change it to 3 days a week, so on. So that review is important, that helps you do the course correction. And then time bound. So in this case, we can have a tentative timeline as to by when my manuscript should be ready, because that will also influence your action steps. So this is an example of how you can mold your goal to the SMART framework. So do you see how it turns an overwhelming goal of writing a non-fiction book into small steps, actionable steps, and now it looks very much doable. With this example, you can see how we have a roadmap to follow to pursue our goal. So now it's your turn. Make your goal very specific, meaningful, actionable, reviewable, and time bound, like the example you have seen. Pause the video and write it down for the goal that you have selected. If needed, you can go back and review those steps, look at those examples, but please do that. The one goal that you have selected, elaborate it, make it very specific, give it a meaning by answering why you want that goal, make it personal for you, give it a deep purpose. I am telling again and again, but this is the most important part. And then actionable, make it actionable, break it down, plan check-ins, regular check-ins, etc. And then give it a timeline. Okay, so I hope you have taken that goal of yours and applied the new SMART framework to it. And now you have a clear roadmap in front of you. Now what? Now what? Now you have to take massive action. Massive action. And what do I mean by massive action? It's something that Tony Robbins talks about a lot. It is very much possible to achieve in 1 year what someone else achieves in 3 years or 5 years. How that is possible? Because the more you act, the more you will get the feedback, the more there will be opportunity to correct yourself, the more you will improve, and the faster you can reach to your goal. So it's like taking massive action. Okay, there are certain physical goals for which it would not be possible. For example, you can't lose 10 kgs in 1 day. However best your goal, your plan can be, it is not possible unless you go in for some surgery or something, right? So by respecting the nature's limitations, we are not trying to play God here, but many human endeavors don't necessarily have to take that much time. You would have heard about kids completing their graduation at a very young age. There are exceptional people, but there are the cases, right? It shows that it is possible. We normally accept the template that we see around us. I'm not saying that you have to go for a shorter time frame to achieve your goal, but what I'm saying is when you take massive action, you make it very much possible to get the results to achieve your goal in the fastest time period. Take massive action. Means, for example, let's take that book example, right? 500 words every day. Good target, right? Can it be increased? Can they extend the time little bit more? Can they find more time to write? Can they increase it from 5 days to 7 days? All these are possible, depends on the desire, the urgency. But irrespective of whether we want it done sooner or not, we have to take massive action. If it is one goal that you're after in 2025, then you have to take massive action, because once you start taking massive action, the results will start showing up and they in turn will motivate you. So it's a feedback loop. You take action, you get feedback, you get motivated, and you go forward. You can say that what if I get negative feedback? Then you can do a course correction much earlier than you would have done, let's say after 1 month or 2 months. So take massive action. This is the ultimate secret to apply your SMART roadmap. Taking massive action also jolts you out of mediocrity, out of lethargy. It fires you up, there's two way to live life, right? One is like you just go through the motion, through routine. There are some things you need to do, you do it. And there is another way of living in a very, very purposeful, committed, and focused manner. Not all the time, but when you are going after a meaningful goal, I think this helps a lot. So there it is. I hope you participated in the workshop with your goal that you had selected. And if there were other goals that were equally attractive, that were standing out for you, and you had difficulty picking one from many, what stops you from applying the same framework to those goals? Go for it. So apply the same framework to your other goals as well. So go for it and adapt this framework to what suits you. See, there is no absolute right or wrong way of setting goals or pursuing goals, etc. We have various methods which have helped various people in achieving various things, and they share that with us. So take what is applicable to you and put it into action and refine it, change it, tweak it so that it matches your personality, your belief system, etc. And I hope this workshop was useful for you. You can go through it again and again with various goals, etc. You don't have to watch the video necessarily. You know the process and you should be able to apply it. So I wish you all the best. I hope that you do achieve your goal in whatever time frame that you have written or sooner than that. All the best. Take care. Until next time. Thank you.